everybody. I know I said I was going to record the video and post it tonight, but I thought I might as well just go on live while I'm doing it now, kind of cut out the editing and things like that. I don't know if anybody will jump on here since it's kind of impromptu. Nobody was expecting me to go live. I am going to share it to my page really quick so people know that I went live kind of impromptu. I said I was going to record a video and post it later, but I thought, you know what? Let's just skip the editing part, the putting everything together, and I'm just going to go live. This is going to be our first Crockpot meal of the week. I am going to make mine today. It does take 7 hours to cook, but my goal is to have it done by tonight, and then if my husband makes it home from work, he will have it to take with him to work at 4 in the morning. So that's kind of my goal. I will also be able to tell you guys whether this Crockpot meal is good reheated or not, because this is how we're going to eat it. I am just sharing this on my personal Facebook page. If you guys, whoever has jumped on right now, if you guys could just share it to your Facebook pages right now so we can get a couple viewers on while I get this Crockpot meal set up. First Crockpot meal of the week. All right, so the recipe is called Plop Chicken. I always do that. I shared it to my cooking page. Hi, Nikki. How are you? I did not mean to share it to my cooking page. I meant to share it to my personal page. So I am going to try that again. How is everybody? I know I said I was going to make the video and post it later tonight, but I decided, you know what? I'm in the kitchen. I'm going to make this. I might as well go live. You guys can see me put this Crockpot meal together. And then you guys can make it sometime this week. I'm really excited. I've never made it before. My husband loves stuffing. So the fact that I found this recipe with stuffing in it, I think he will enjoy it, and so will my kids. So I'm just going to share it one more place, and then I'm going to just throw it together. Hi, Macy. How are you? Tanner, how are you? So I decided to do a week of Crockpot meals because you guys are busy. There's not a whole lot of time in your day to feed yourselves or your family, and I totally understand that. And so I decided I'm just going to do a couple Crockpot meals this week. I did notice when I was looking at recipes that the majority of Crockpot meals are chicken. So what I did try to do is branch out, find some beef ones and some pork ones so that you guys who get sick of chicken 9 million ways will have some variety. So, Plop Chicken. We're going to follow the recipe. I have never made it before, but I will try it out for you guys and give you a review on how it is. I'm making it today, so it does take 7 hours on low to cook, but making it today, it will be ready tonight so that if my husband does make it home late tonight, he can either eat it for dinner or he can pack it up and take it with him to work at 4 in the morning. So, first thing, if you're going to make Crockpot meals, my number one recommendation is to buy Crockpot liners. I unfortunately ran out and did not re-buy them, but they're awesome. They come in different sizes, and you stick them in your Crockpot. You pull it around the edges. It's just a piece of plastic, and it makes cleaning up and storing your leftovers a breeze. You literally are done. Instead of things cooked to the side and having to soak it and rinse it, you just pull the liner out and either toss it away, or what I've noticed, instead of scoop for scoop for scoop trying to put it in a container, I just grab the bag out and dump it into my container and stick it in the fridge. So super easy if you buy Crockpot liners for your Crockpot. They come in different sizes. I highly recommend it. So we're going to follow this recipe. For the recipe, we needed boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You just buy them at your grocery store. I did mention in my post that I did last night that most of the Crockpot meals that I posted, I bought all the ingredients, and the average amount was $20 to $25 for each Crockpot meal. So if you are on a budget, if you like to keep your spending down, It is $25 per Crockpot meal, and the serving sizes are like 4 to 6 typically. Hi, Nikki. How are you? So we are going to start off. It says plop your chicken into your Crockpot. Like I said, I ran out of Crockpot liners, which makes me really sad. But if you have never heard of them before, they are a lifesaver. But I am just going to plop this in the bottom of my Crockpot. This calls for 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm gonna plop those in there, and I'm gonna wash my hands off. After touching raw chicken, you always want to wash your hands and wipe the counters if it happens to touch the counters. Another funny thing, typically I buy my groceries online. Good, I'm glad you're good, Nikki. I buy my groceries online and just go and pick them up. It's way easier, especially when it starts to get cold like this, than having to bundle up the kids and find a cart and stick them in the cart, go around and then bring them back out, load them up into the pickup while it's still cold, leave the doors open, load all the groceries in. I just hate it. It's a brutal process. If I don't have the time to grocery shop alone, I grocery shop online. Well, the funny part about that is I did that last night so that I could have all my Crockpot stuff. If you're ever gonna shop online, make sure that you look at the fine print of what size the product is, like how many ounces or how many pounds or whatever it is, because I bought 3 cans of cream of chicken soup because I needed them for a couple of the Crockpot recipes. Well, I did not pay attention to the size I was buying. Hi, Dad, how are you? Didn't pay attention, and I got a 3-pound, 50-ounce can of cream of chicken soup. I got 3 of these, guys. So, pretty funny. I am kind of embarrassed. I have these huge cans of cream of chicken soup, but that's what I get for not reading the size before I bought it. Hi, Charlie Berry. How are you? Okay, so we've plopped our chicken in. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Like I say in the post, we are making the plop. I know it's a huge can, Dad. It's embarrassing. I got 3 of them. 3-pound cream of chicken soups. We've plopped our chicken in. Then we're going to pour our broth on top of it. We need a cup of chicken broth. I actually already weighed out my water, so I'm going to pour my cup of water into my separate bowl. The next couple ingredients, other than the chicken broth, are not going to go directly into the crock pot. So I'm going to we need a cup of chicken broth, and we're going to pour that over our chicken breasts that we have plopped into our crock pot. So just pour that over them. Now we're going to place our soup, our stuffing, and our water into a bowl. Yeah, Nikki, I mean, it could happen to anybody. And I had learned my lesson when it came to buying bananas, because the way they have it is not a bundle of bananas, it's 1 banana. And I can't tell you how many times I've ordered groceries and ended up with 1 banana because I forgot to change the quantity and didn't put like 4 or 5 of them, and I get 1 banana. So it's a learning curve on ordering online, but once you make the mistake a couple of times, you get kind of good at paying more attention. So I did pour my half a cup of water in here. We're going to do 1 can of cream of chicken soup. I want to say a can of cream of chicken soup, normally 10.5 ounces. So, I would say let's do like a heaping cupful and just hope that that's enough soup to work for the recipe. It's just what I'm gonna have to do for this big old can of soup. I'm gonna do a little over a cup because we just need a couple more ounces to make 10-ounce can. So if you are buying the groceries, just make sure you get a 10.5-ounce can, not a 3-pound can, and you won't have to do this weird measuring that I'm gonna do. So we've got our water, half a cup of water. We have our can of cream of chicken soup, and our box of stuffing. On the recipe, it didn't say what size box. It didn't say what kind it recommends, nothing like that. So I went with the stovetop stuffing. Hi, Bree, how are you? The stovetop stuffing. I found this cornbread stovetop stuffing. It looks amazing, and I'm pretty excited. So I decided to use the cornbread stuffing. It also comes in turkey, it comes in chicken. There are different stovetop stuffings. If you have a preference, just buy that. It is just a 6-ounce stovetop stuffing mix. So we've got our half a cup of water, our can of chicken soup. We're gonna do a box of stuffing mix, and it just says to put it in a bowl and mix it together, and then we're just gonna spoon it on top of our chicken. So let's mix this around. Yeah, I'm glad you could catch us today, Bree. I know you're busy at work a lot, so it's nice to see that you were around. We're just doing Crockpot meals this week, so I'm just gonna kind of jump on randomly throughout the week, random times of the day. I picked 7 recipes, so we're going to do 7 days of Crockpot meals. Like I said, a lot of the Crockpot recipes that I found are chicken. So I did try to branch out and do some beef and some pork. What I did notice is most like beef stew ones for the Crockpot aren't as easy as a Crockpot meal should be, in my opinion, because it wants you to brown your beef first. And I know a lot of you in the morning don't have time. You're getting ready, you're trying to get your kids ready, you're trying to get out the door, and especially when it starts to hit winter up here, we have more commute time with the snow and the traffic. So I tried to avoid recipes that you had to like flour and bread and brown a big hunk of meat. I did pick a couple of recipes that are ground beef, but I feel like ground beef is a 2 to 3 minute thing. You cook it on high, you chop it up, it's done, and you're ready to throw it in your crock pot, as opposed to trying to sear on all sides a piece of beef. So we've got our chicken plopped in our slow cooker. We put our broth on top of it, a cup of broth, and then I placed my soup, my stuffing, and my water in a bowl. I mixed it together, and then I'm going to spoon it on top of my chicken. We're gonna then just put this in our crock pot cradle, turn it on low, and set a reminder for 7 hours from now. So I'm just gonna spoon this on top of each chicken breast. Do remember, when it comes to crock pot meals, I know it's kind of hard to resist sometimes when it starts to smell really good to lift the top up, but crock pots really rely on that steam suction that it creates to cook it the way it needs to be cooked. So just try to avoid the best you can. Maybe even for family members, stick a sign on it and just say, don't lift my lid. It just really will affect your cook time when you're cooking with a crock pot. If those of you that are just jumping on, it really is a lifesaver if you have a crock pot liner. I do not. I am out, but I am going to probably regret it. But crock pot liners are the best. You just pull them out of your crock pot and you throw it in the trash when you're done. It also helps with storing the food. If you have leftovers, you just pour it right out of the bag instead of trying to scoop and scrape out of your crock pot. So that's it, you guys. I probably chit-chatted more than I had to prepare this meal. So we've got our chicken broth, we have our soup, water, and stuffing all in our crock pot. I'm just gonna lift it up, bring it over to my crock pot over here. I have it plugged in. I'm just gonna stick the lid on it, turn it on low. I have low for 8 hours, that's close enough. And that's it, you guys. It's going to just sit and cook on my counter for 7 hours. That's what's going to be the beauty of these crock pot meals. You're going to make them, and you can forget about them while you're at work. Come home, your house is going to smell nice and warm and full of yummy food smells. And you're going to be able to get undressed from work, get some comfy clothes on, get everyone around the kitchen table, and have a meal that tastes and smells like you worked all day on it, and really you got to put it in your crock pot and forget about it. So today was our Plop Chicken recipe. I've never made it before, but all it was put your chicken in the bottom, pour the broth over the top of it. In a separate bowl, combine your water, your stuffing, and your soup. Then spoon it over the top of your chicken, put it in your crock pot, put the lid on, 7 hours and you're done, on low. So just sit it there. It'll cook all day while you're busy working, kids, practice, whatever it may be. Once it's done at the 7 hours, you can turn your crock pot onto warm and keep it there. If you have a bunch of people on different schedules, people that like to graze eat, you've got a teenager that's hungry most of the time, and a husband that gets home late, whatever it is, this meal will be hot and ready for them and not just sitting on a plate in a microwave waiting for them. Super easy to do. I will let you guys know. Hi, Doodles. How are you? Hi, Trevor. Yeah, Ashley, diets are no fun. I swear by portion control. Anytime I've ever tried to lose weight after having my kids, portion control. I like cookies, I like cake, I like pizza. I just eat smaller amounts of it so that I can enjoy it. So that's it, you guys. That was a crock pot meal for tomorrow or sometime this week. I'm going to do a new video every day, randomly in the day. I'm going to throw a crock pot meal together. I'll either go on live or I'll do the post and edit it and put it on for you guys to refer back to. We've got 7 meals. I put up the names of the 7 meals, some pictures, little teasers that I got off of the recipes that you guys can look at. And the ingredients and the instructions in the comment section so that I separated them out so that it didn't overwhelm you on the post. I'm excited. Like I said, I noticed that a lot of crockpot recipes are chicken, and I know we get sick of chicken, so I tried to branch out. I found some Mongolian beef. I found some chili recipes. I found a pasta recipe. I'm really excited to see if that one works out. You don't have to cook the pasta outside of the crock pot, which I feel like is a real time saver. All you have to do, you're going to get home. You're going to pop the pasta in there before you go and change into your comfy clothes and get the kids unpacked and get your stuff ready, and then you're going to come back and the pasta's going to be soft. The meat's going to be ready. It's a baked ziti. It looked and sounded amazing. So, but I think only one of these recipes that I pick, I actually created the recipe myself. I know it by the back of my hand. Everyone in my family loves it. Everything else we will be trying for the first time together. So, hi Sam, how are you? So crockpot meals this week. Easy, squeezy for the busy people. Hi Mariah, how are you? So once I get off of this live video, you will be able to go back and watch that I put a crockpot meal together in probably 8 minutes time, maybe even less. So hi Dan, how are you? So quick, easy crockpot meals this week, you guys. I have this on here. It's going to cook for 7 hours. It's going to be ready for if and when my husband comes home from work and ready to leave at 4 in the morning. It's going to be a nice, warm, comfy meal. Chicken breasts, broth, water, stovetop stuffing, soup. I mean, easy, easy, easy. Some of this stuff you guys will probably have on hand in your cupboard and you won't even have to go grocery shopping for. So I'm excited, you guys. Hang out with me throughout the week. We're going to be making these crock pot meals. And in probably like 20 minutes, I'm going to be back on here, you guys. 20 minutes, and we're going to be making Samoa apples. If you like the Caramel Delights or the Samoa cookies that Girl Scouts make, we are going to make that except on an apple. So it's kind of refreshing, fruity. It's going to be really good. I'm super excited. So 20 minutes, you guys. Meet me back here in my kitchen, and we're going to be making some yummy Samoa apples. See you then, guys. Bye.